Hello guys, Robot1 here, along with my little buddy Charmander in the corner over here, and today we are going to be talking about a specific topic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Something that's been in the back of my mind for a long time, since this game has been played, since this game has been changing, and I've been thinking about this for the last couple of years, because it's been going on for a long time, and it's something in the game that personally Konami have been doing on their own. Konami have been doing constantly in the game, changing it, and I really wanted to kind of finally talk about it because it's been in the back of my mind. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and it's finally hit that point where I'm like, no, I kind of want to talk about this because a specific set came out, and that set was Rage of Ra. And Rage of Ra introduced a specific thing back into the game that we haven't seen for a very long time, and I finally want to kind of talk about this because I want to give my thoughts on it. And this is basically how Konami have handled rarities in their sets. And honestly, guys, Konami, they've done a lot with rarities in the game over the last couple of years. Like in tournament packs, they've gone from like different colored rares to super rares to literally ultimate rares in their sets. They've gone from core sets to having an ultimate rare, chance at a ghost, and supers, not supers in every pack, to going from supers in every pack, getting rid of rares, and now introducing Starlight Rare. They've done a lot in the game, and I wanted to talk about that because Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarities as a whole, I feel like Konami haven't handled well. And personally, I love this game. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! In a very big way, especially sealed product. I love buying sealed product. I try to open a box of the latest set every time. Like, I know I was late with Rage of Ra, but I managed to open that, especially seeing as I wanted to try and pull the Ghost Rare. It's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets in general have always been something really cool to me. But in the last couple of years, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets to me have lost a lot of their appeal. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, the taking away of Ultimate Rares and Ghost Rares. Back when they first did that, I was like, oh, it's fine. Sure, we're losing it, but they'll probably bring it back some point down the line in like other sets, like they did with Ultimate Rares. They put it in the OTS packs. But they didn't really do much with rarities with the Ghost Rare. Like, Ghost Rares never came back until literally 2 weeks ago, where they released it in Rage of Ra with a Ghost Rare Ring Dragon of Ra to literally just sell this set because there really wasn't any value in it. Like, I opened a box of this set and I pulled probably about, I don't know, 15 quid worth of stuff from that box. And like, it's not me complaining about money in the boxes, because like Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets, there's been a lot of sets that have literally zero value in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Secrets of Eternity, that set was absolutely garbage. Like, only Clearthought Monolith was good. The last set that we had, I believe, wasn't really good either, was it? No, Access Code Talker set was really good. Eternity Code was really good. But there have been sets in the game that just aren't really good. And even how Ignition Assault wasn't that good a set because it only really had Lightning Storm in it as well. Like, there's been so many sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! That have just been really bad, only had one chase card in it, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk more about the rarities and how Konami have done it, because, as I said, they've changed rarities in Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. They've done that a lot. Like, from the first change where they literally went from only secrets and ultra rares in a set to adding ultimate rares. I believe Cyberdark Impact was one of the first sets of ultimate rares. And then I believe in the Synchro era they introduced Ghost Rares. I believe that was when they first introduced Ghost Rares into that, or it was the Gold Series. The Gold Series is where they introduced Ghost Rares. I can't remember the exact time where they actually introduced Ghost Rares. But Konami's gone throughout the years introducing new rarities, all the way to the point where now they've taken away Ultimate and Ghost Rares from sets and now put in Starlight Rares. Like, they've done that a lot. They've changed rarities through the entire game. But the way Konami have done it, in my opinion, is not right, because they've kind of changed the way rarities work through a multitude of means, and that's something that I'm not really liking about it. And the first thing that really got me was back in Dimensions of Chaos, when they pretty much said this was the last set with Ultimate Rares and Ghost Rares, and we're going to make it so every box after this has a super in every pack. Now, back in the day, that sounded really cool. A super in every pack? Who would have known? And obviously that was great for children, because children could buy a pack, they could get a rare and a super rare in every pack. But when that happened, I'm gonna be honest with you, Yu-Gi-Oh sets became garbage in multiple ways. One, super rares just lost all interest. Like, these cards that were supposed to be super rare aren't good, and they aren't great to pull either. Like, the first super rare that was only worth something in a set was Twin Twister. That was the only super rare out of the entire Bosch set that was actually worth pulling from Bosch. You know why? Because, like, we had, like, Tuning Magician that did nothing. We had all these other boxes, these other supers that just did absolutely nothing. Down the road, there was multiple other sets with, like, supers that were absolutely pointless. They were worthless. So what was the point in pulling a super rare? Like, the Konami kind of handled that poorly, where they made all these supers worth money, but they made all these supers in every pack, but they took away the feeling of super rares being so cool. Because back in the day, before that, super rares were actually really cool. They were cards that you couldn't pull very easily. They were cards that were really cool, interesting to pull. They were like 3 to 5 per box at times, 4 to 5 even, and it made them have some sort of value in the game. And now today, super rares have no value. Super rares are pretty much garbage. They don't mean anything in the game, and it's just they're in every pack now, where you can't even get a rare. Back in the day, like, and then after that, they go ahead and then they just go ahead and take away that from super rares. Like, super rares were so cool to pull. Like, I remember back in the day, super rares were one of the really cool things to pull. But the way Konami did it, they didn't, and the thing is with super rares as well, they didn't even, a lot of the time they didn't make cards that really did deserve a super rare treatment. A super. Like, let's look at stuff like I know this is going to sound biased, but Extra Hero Cross Crusader. That card is a rare. And it's a really good card for heroes, but it didn't get a super print. It got a rare print, and I believe there was a lot of other cards in that set, like Stygian Dirge or something. No, not Stygian Dirge. That spell with Destrudo on it. That spell with Destrudo on it got a super print. That card was garbage. That card did nothing. But a card like Extra Hero Cross Crusader got a rare print. You see what I'm going with here? They never made cards that should have been supers as well. Like, introducing supers into every set is good, into every pack, but is good. But if you do it with cards that don't really deserve to be super, it's not going to mean anything in the long run, which is kind of one of the things that I'm saying here. Another thing, when they took away ultimate rares, you know what they did? They just shoved them into OTS packs, taking away, meaning that, oh, you can have these ultimate rares, these things that was like so big, like there was like 4 or 5 cards in every set that could be an ultimate rare. Hell, back in the day, in like Cyberdark Impact, like there was cards that were rares and ultis, like every rare could be an ulti. But like you could get one of these cool ultimate rares in your entry packs. But you know what? That's not cool, because like back in the day when like 4 cards could be ultimate rares in a core set, and you could put it like maybe 1 every 3 boxes or 1 every 2 boxes, it was more interesting to get it there than it is now, because ultimate rares were one of those really cool rarities that everybody loved. Like, I loved having my ultimate rare Oddeyes Vortex Dragon. I loved having my ultimate rare Majestic Draco Slayer. I loved having ultimate rares because ultimate rares were one of my favorite rarities. And then, not even that, but Konami completely wiped out Ghost Rares. They completely got rid of them. Ghost Rares was one of the most sought after rarities ever made. It was literally a rainbow effect card that had a 3D effect in the inside. And yes, Konami said it was too expensive to make supers in every pack and then also make Ghost Rares. But to be honest, you sell so much product, you could have done it. Hell, you brought back Ghost Rares today with a Winged Dragon of Ra, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm making this video, because if you can make him now, when we've gone through this whole pandemic where there's like no chance of making money, you're probably making a lot less money because you can't really make as much stock. Why couldn't you make it back then? Like 1 card in every case would be a Ghost Rare. That was the thing. 1 card in every case. Only 1. It was normally the cover card, and that was one of the coolest things. Being able to pull that cover card, being able to pull that really beautiful Ghost Rare. Hell, I even have one of my Ghost Rares, a few of my Ghost Rares left still. I have my Ghost Rare Solemn Judgment, and I have my Ghost Rare Tachyon Dragon, because I really liked Ghost Rares to an extent. Sure, I didn't like them as much as Ultimate Rares, but I liked Ghost Rares. They were a really cool rarity that Konami made and just took away from us. And they got rid of that. And now Konami nowadays, they are trying to make different rarities. They're trying to make new rarities that kind of appeal to people and try to make people buy product. And that's another thing. Back in the day, having these in every set didn't make people want to buy product more. It just made them want to try and pull really cool things. But nowadays, the only reason to put a ghost rare in a set is to make profit. Like, let's be honest. Rage of Ra, the box that I opened, there are 3 cards in that set that are probably worth pulling. One is the Egyptian God Slime, second is the Auto-Art Winged Dragon of Ra, and then third, at like over £200, is the Ghost Rare Winged Dragon of Ra. Let's be honest, this set would have sold okay, even without the Ra, but they put it in so everybody would buy it and everybody would just try to pull it. And honestly, this set wasn't worth buying mass quantities of if it wasn't for that Ghost Rare. Konami only probably put the Ghost Rare in there to show that they could make Ghost Rares still, and also to try and force people to buy product. And that's one of the things that really do annoy me as well, because like looking through Yu-Gi-Oh, Konami have realized that their sets aren't selling as well as they used to. The sets are getting a lot worse. Like looking at sets out over the last few years, Rising Rampage, it had like 1 card worth pulling, which was the Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Ignition Assault had 1 card worth pulling. Lightning Storm. The latest set, Return of the Duelist, I'm not going to lie, that set had a lot of cards worth pulling. Like, all the Dogmatica cards was worth pulling, and Tactical Talents was worth pulling. But all these sets have one thing in common, and why they sold so well is because the chance of a Starlight Rare. And the thing is with how Konami have done this is they made Starlight Rares one every potential 3 cases. Like, you could get a Starlight Rare every 25 boxes. And every 25 boxes, that's fine. Getting a potential Starlight Rare in every 25 boxes is cool. But if you're able to do this, why not implement Ghost Rares as well into a set to make sets more interesting to buy as well? Sure, Starlight Rares, they're cool. They have like a platinum border on them. They look similar to Platinum Rares. I'm not even joking. I've owned a collector's rare before, but I had to sell it due to needing monies. But not gonna lie, like, I would have preferred, like, they made Starlight Rares, which is cool, but I would have much preferred them to bring back Ghost Rares and Ultimate Rares in core sets than have a Starlight Rare in the game. Because, like, yes, they could have done it, they didn't do it, but they clearly could have with the Ghost Rare Ra, but they chose to make an entirely new rarity that is basically Platinum Rare to an extent. And I know a lot of people are going to say, Platinum Rare, no, you're talking rubbish, but I've had one. The borders are, unless it's a Link monster, it just kind of looks like a Platinum Rare card to me. And I'm just like, they could have done it, but they chose not to. And them showing that they're making a Ghost Rare Ra now, putting like collector's rares that are pretty much Ultimate Rare, I'm not going to lie, like collector rare cards are basically just Ultimate Rares, and they're making 20th anniversary collector's rare Thousand Dragon, and then the Utopia artwork Starlight Rare as well, shows that they are capable of doing these things where they can make all these other rarities, and Konami are making other rarities. Like the OCG have Collector's Rare, and like looking at the OCG, they have literally every rarity. They still have ultis in core sets, they still have Ghost Rares in core sets, and even side sets for that matter. But in the TCG, we don't have a lot of different things, a lot of nice things in the game. We only really have Starlight Rares that are 1 every 3 cases, which kind of makes buying boxes just like, well, why should I bother buying a box when I don't even have a chance of pulling this one? Might as well just spend the £200 or 600 to get a playset of these Starlight Rares. No, you wouldn't do that. You'd buy boxes, let's be honest. But like, my point I'm trying to talk about here is that Konami's handling of rarities and how they've done it throughout the years, it's not been good. Like, I feel like the big change, the first change to showing that this was going bad down the line was in Bosch, when every super rare was worth less than £1, and like Twin Twister was the only one that was good. Like, there's been so many bad super rares throughout the years in these core sets. They've taken away our rares now because, like, well, they want to get rid of rares and just do that for some reason and put them in side sets. Like, I really didn't like how they did that. They've basically taken away rares from us, and I really loved rares. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they're not my favorite rarity, but having a rare in every pack and a super rare, that's kind of like was why they did that. They changed that, and now they've taken away that rare. It's like, well, you've taken away rares, you've shown you can make ghost rares, and you're putting all rares in these side sets. What's the point? You're just taking away more from the community that they want. Like, they're taking away things that they want and not really giving anything back to us. Like, sure, they've said, oh, we're not shop printing cards anymore. Like, They're not short printing anything, and like you have a chance of pulling. You still have the chance of pulling 2 secret rares in every box and 4 to 5 ultra rares. But let's be honest, I would much rather have every rare in that set in a set still, and have this chance of not pulling these cards, because let's be honest, a lot of the secrets in today's boxes aren't that great anyway, and they're not really doing anything in the game, to be honest, as well. So it's like, looking at a Yu-Gi-Oh pack, I would much rather buy a single at times. Like if it's something like this, like Rage of Ra, I am more interested in buying Legendary Duelist because I have the chance of pulling like a super. I'm not guaranteed anything, and it just looks really cool to when you do pull it. But in Yu-Gi-Oh Rarities nowadays, they've kind of just handled it poorly. I feel like they shouldn't have ever gotten rid of Ghost Rares and Ultis in core sets. They did that for just because apparently not enough money, but again, they're showing that they can do it anyway with a Ghost Rare Ra. But I think the point that I'm trying to make with this video is saying Konami handled Rarities poorly, and looking at the OCG, looking at everything over there, looking at the amazing Rarities they get, and us with just Starlight Rares, it's like, I would much rather be in the OCG, getting these amazing looking cards, having a better chance of pulling these cards, but hell, I'm not going all the way to the OCG to try and pull a Ghost Rare. I'm just saying. But guys, that's just the video. That's just my thoughts on it. Like, Rarities handled in Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't the best, and I feel like that is a big issue to talk about in the game. Like, I wish Konami, like, now that Konami are showing that they can print Ghost Rares again, and there's Ultis, I'm hoping they might choose to, like, go back to those old times where you could pull a Ghost Rare in a set, where you could pull Ultis in your main boxes, and not just shove everything into side sets, because I really do miss those days where we could potentially pull a Ghost Rare in our core sets, where we could potentially have a chance of pulling some amazing stuff. Like, I miss those days. But guys, tell me what your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts on how Konami have handled Rarities throughout the years. Because like at the beginning, it was just rares and a potential super with no rare. Then it was rares with a holo. Then it was ultis. Then it was ghost rares. Then it was just took a step back where we had like chance at 4 ultras, 2 secrets, and then and then a rare and a super, and now we're to the point, and then it's Starlight Rares with super and rare. Now they've just taken a step back by taking away rares and everything along those lines. But guys, tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I know you're probably going to hate me for talking about Starlight Rares as basically Platinum Rares. They do look similar though, you can't deny. They are kind of similar to Platinum Rares if you do look at them properly. But guys, that's just my thoughts on it. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1 signing out. I just really wanted to talk about this. And yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarities. They're still cool, but I just wish Konami brought back Ghosts and Ultis and main sets as well. You know, Collector's Rares are also cool. But yeah. Anyway, guys, enough of me rambling on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1 signing out. Later all. And Charmander says bye too.